The Cupola is a collection of scholarly and creative works produced by faculty and students and other members of the Gettysburg College community. It's an open access institutional repository. The Cupola contains a range of scholarly materials. It has everything from peer-reviewed journal articles to chapters in books to music scores, videos, audio files, student papers, images from art exhibits, all kinds of things. In a nutshell, open access means that information is free, immediate, and online. It is a tremendous benefit to authors to have their works available open access because they're discoverable to the world. Works that are published open access are cited much more than works that are behind paywalls, so it really is to an author's benefit to have their works be out there open access. A lot of people assume that if you publish a scholarly work in, say, a peer-reviewed journal, then you can't publish it open access anywhere else, that these two things are mutually exclusive. And fortunately, that's just not the case. Many times, copyright holders, which are usually publishers but not always, allow authors to self-archive in places like institutional repositories. So we here at the library are happy to check those copyright policies and determine whether authors can share a version of their article with the general public. Putting them in the Cupola makes them very, very discoverable because the company whose platform we use for the Cupola makes sure that search engines like Google and Google Scholar index all of these works very quickly and very well. Another advantage of putting your works in the Cupola is that the Cupola can hold many different forms of scholarship. So sure, maybe your scholarly papers are in peer-reviewed journals or your scholarship is in book chapters or books. But what about the other kinds of scholarly activity that you engage in? What about conference presentations or white papers or things like that? If you have other forms of scholarship that you'd like to share with the world, they can go in the Cupola. One of our most popular items is a lecture that one of our authors gave over a decade ago, and it gets downloaded all the time. People are very interested in what he had to say in that lecture. Another advantage of including your work in the Cupola is that you will get a sense of who's reading it and who's using it. Our system emails authors once a month and tells them how many times their works have been downloaded. It also has Google Analytics on it, so you can tell what search terms people are using when they find your articles. You can tell where they're coming from, what domains, what countries. It's very interesting to know who's using your work. We're also very interested in publishing the best of student work in the Cupola, so if one of your students has done really fine work and you'd like it to be publicly available and associated with Gettysburg College, let us know that student's name and what they're working on. If you're interested in submitting your work to the Cupola, all you really need to do is let us know. You can email cupola@gettysburg.edu, or you can email your librarian liaison and let us know which works you're interested in, or you could just send us your whole CV or list of publications.